Hey guys, I'm Rebecca and welcome back to my channel. So this week, I'm really excited about this video. I am going to be doing a first impressions / review on the Morphe Jeffree Star brush and sponge sets. So I did unfortunately miss out on these when they went on sale the first time. Honestly, I completely forgot that they were launching that day, that time, and by the time I remembered, they had sold out. I think they sold out within like an hour or something, so there weren't much hope for me. So they did restock on a couple of days ago. I can't remember the exact date. They restocked a couple of days ago. I made sure to set a reminder on my phone and everything so I could snap the brush and sponge set straight up, which I did. And they came, I got them off the Morphe website, and I think I ordered them on Monday and they came yesterday, which was Thursday. So pretty good delivery time from the Morphe website. I'm in the UK, so it was easier to order them off the website because there isn't a Morphe store near me. I think the nearest one is like Birmingham, which is an hour and a half, 2 hours away. So I wasn't able to shop them in store, but I did manage to get them online. So if you guys want to see how I used these brushes to get this face of makeup, then please keep on watching. So as you guys already have seen, the Morphe Jeffree Star brush set comes packaged like this. It's got the cardboard slip on it on the front, and there's all the names of the brushes and everything on the back. I did unpackage this over on my Instagram stories, so if you don't follow me on Instagram, I shall link it down below so you can go and have a nosy. So the actual brush set, once you take the cardboard off, you get the little like makeup brush bag. There's more for Jeffree Star on the top, and opens up. It says Morphe and Jeffree Star on the zip as well, like engraved in. So it opens like this, and the frosted bit is actually just like an insert, like that bit does come out. And all the brushes came, they were all individually wrapped in like cellophane plastic stuff, and then the set as a whole was wrapped, so they were like double wrapped, so they were extra secure. So there are 7 brushes in the set. This is the brush set. You can tell just looking at the first brush, they are very, very Jeffree Star. Got like the icicle, I think it looks like an icicle. And then on each brush it says Morphe and Jeffree Star, to blind you with my lights. And each brush is numbered JS 1 to 7. I think the brushes are a mix of synthetic and natural hair. I believe the ones with the pink like bristles, so these ones, I believe the pink is the synthetic, and then the ones with the white bristles are the natural hair. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what he said, what Jeffree said in his reveal video. So unfortunately they are not vegan, which is a little bit disappointing because all of Jeffree's products from Jeffree Star Cosmetics are vegan. But like I said, this is a collab with Morphe, with him himself and not as his brand, so that may be why. So I'm just going to run through all the brushes that are in this set. I'm going to read out what they're called off the cardboard insert. So first of all, there is JS1, which is a like foundation buffing brush. It is called the Size Queen brush, so that looks like that. And then JS2 is this powder brush, and that is the Point Blank Precision brush. JS3 is this one. So this is a little contour brush, I think. It's quite a dense brush, but not as dense as the foundation one. And that is called the Iconic Contour brush. And then we have JS4, which is this one here, which is a highlighting brush. This is the Fly High brush. And then we have JS5, which is this eyeshadow brush. There are only 2 eyeshadow brushes in this set, which I think there could have been maybe more eyeshadow brushes, but that's just my opinion. So that is JS5. And this is the Crease Queen brush. And then we have JS6, which is sort of a slightly flatter, like more of a packing brush. This one is definitely more of like a crease blending brush. This one is the Rule Blender brush. And then JS7 is this little double-ended brush. So it's a little angled brush, and then it's got the spoolie on the other end, and this is the Double Trouble brush. And the makeup bag is called the Starstruck bag. That's, the bag has its own name as well. I did also get the sponge trio as well. I do generally prefer blending my foundation out with sponges as opposed to brushes, so I did get the sponge trio as well. So you get one full-sized sponge, and then you get 2 mini sponges. I have already wet the big sponge on one of the minis because I'm going to use them. So it's obviously a bit bigger than what it would be. And then these are the minis. So that's the size of the mini sponge when it is still dry, and this is the size of the mini sponge when it's wet. So you can see it does grow quite a considerable amount when you have wet it. I do really like the shape of the sponges. I would normally use them like that to blend out my foundation, but you can also use them for like baking as well. I've got the angled bit so you can like bake with them as well. So I think what I'm going to do to test the brushes is just go through my normal makeup routine with products that I know work well for me, just so I can give the brushes like a fair trial, because I know how the products all normally react on my skin and know whether it's the brushes or just the product that's looking a certain way. So just gonna run through my normal routine. Apart from foundation, I think I'll do like half with the sponge and half with the brush to compare. So I have already primed my skin. I've just used my normal Revolution skincare hyaluronic acid and the Superfruit primer, just my normal sort of pre-makeup routine. So I'm going to start with my brows first of all, and just like always I'm going in with the Kat Von D 24-hour Superbrow in the shade Graphite. So I'm going to go in with the JS7 brush, the double-ended brow brush. Now Jeffree said that he chose this brush because it is really thin, the end on it, so you can get like really sharp brows. So I'm just going to compare it to the usual brush that I use. So I normally use a Anastasia Beverly Hills, I think it's the number 12, the number's worn off, but basically the same brush but in Anastasia form with the spoolie on one end and the angled bit. So I normally find that with angled brushes I always use this one because I do like to have quite sharp like tails of my brows. So I do normally like a really nice thin brush. I find that with a lot of like angled brushes, I'm trying to get another one to show. This Spectrum one's probably a little bit thicker than what I would like to use. So I'm just going to take this and just draw on my brows like I normally would. So I am back and my brows are done. I've also just concealed around them off camera just because I don't have a concealer brush as part of the set. So the JS7 brow brush, yeah, it works really well. You can see that it was thin enough so I managed to get like a nice sharp tail on my brows. It blended out the product nice enough. The spoolie at the end is nice and soft, so when I went in to blend the product back out, it wasn't too scratchy. I can sometimes find that with spoolies that they are a bit kind of hard and scratchy when you go to blend the product out. It's not blown my mind or anything, but it is a really nice brow brush and I'll definitely be using it in the future to do my brows. So next of all is foundation. I'm quite nervous about this because, like I said, I don't normally use foundation brushes. So I'm going to be using the JS1 foundation brush. Gotta say, this is so nice and soft. It just feels really nice. So I think I'm going to do half my face with the brush and half my face with the sponge. I do normally go for sponges, so I feel like I might prefer this more. I'm going to give the brush a whirl, see how it goes. So I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I have the shade Swan, just because this is a really nice foundation. It's probably my favourite foundation, so I know what it looks like on my skin. So it's going to give the brushes a nice fair test. When Jeffree did his video, he just put his foundation straight on the brush and started blending it out. So I'm just gonna, how much to use. So I just put a splodge on the brush, and this half I'm gonna do with a brush. So I'm literally just gonna swipe this on. This feels so weird using a brush. I must say, it's buffing in quite nice. There's no like huge bristle marks, which is probably the main thing I was scared of. Like using a brush, surely you're just gonna get marks where the bristles have gone. I'm just gonna put a little bit more on there and around the top of my face. I don't particularly feel like I can get close enough to my brows to blend it in. That's the only thing. I'd probably feel a bit more comfortable using the brush if I was doing my brows after, like if I wasn't drawing my brows on and just running like a brow gel or something through them, then I could properly. But just looking at myself close in the mirror, that has actually gone on really nice. I'd even say it's probably got more coverage than what this foundation normally would have when I use a sponge. I normally use like a Real Techniques sponge or a beauty blender, and obviously the sponges kind of soak up some of the product. Normally I would go in with like 2 layers of this foundation, but I'd say there's definitely more coverage than usual. Yeah, I'm just trying to give you a close-up. You can see that there's no like brush marks on my face or anything where I've moved the product around. Gone on pretty nice. So now I'm going to do the other side with the sponge. So this is the side of the sponge. Again, it looks really nice, but I know that's what this foundation normally looks like. I feel like there is more coverage on this side, like around sort of my cheeks. I do feel like I would need to go in with more foundation on this cheek, like around here. And I feel like I can probably get away with that. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna try the foundation brush more. See whether it's just this foundation or in general, whether it gives me more coverage, because the more coverage the better for me. I really like both of these. So to conceal, I'm going to be testing out the little mini sponges just to blend out like under my eye. So I'm just going to go in with my fave concealer, which is the Revolution Conceal and Define. I've got mine in the shade C1. So I'm just going to bob this under my eyes, chin, nose, and in the middle of my forehead like I always would. Then I'm going to use a little mini sponge. I would just normally use a normal size sponge just to get in under there, but let's see if I find it any easier with the little one. So that was really nice and easy to get in under my eye. I mean, I normally don't have an issue with normal sized beauty blenders anyway. Maybe for people who struggle to get like right into the crevices of the face, these will be ideal. Or possibly when you've got false nails on. Sometimes when I've got like acrylics on, I struggle getting in. So, very nice. I do like these little sponges. Just so cute. And I can't believe how much bigger it gets when you wet it. Like, it's quite a big difference there. So next of all, I am going to powder, and I'm going to use the JS2 powder brush. So I'm going to go in with my favourite powder, my RCMA No Colour Powder. Just blend out any creases under my eye, and then I'm going to go in. I normally use a little Real Techniques brush, which is obviously a lot smaller, to go in like under my eyes, and then normally use this Unicorn Cosmetics brush to do the rest of my face. But I'm going to try and do all my face with this brush since it's a bit more tapered. So, oh, one of the hairs has just come out on my eye. Not what you want. Yeah, that was set my under eyes fine. To say it's a bigger brush than what I normally use. So I'm just going to go around and do the rest of my face. So again, no issues with this brush. I probably will still go in with like my smaller Real Techniques brush under my eyes, but I definitely would use this to powder the rest of my face, just because I feel it's easier with a smaller brush to get right under my eyes. I feel like I'm going to poke myself in the eye with this, but I would definitely use this to set all the rest of my face. It's a really nice soft brush. Feels really nice on my skin. So next I'm going to contour. I'm going to use the JS3 brush. This one I'm a little bit skeptical of because this is what I normally use to contour. I normally use the NYX really big fan brush. This is the number 6 brush, just because the end of it is like the perfect shape to get into my cheekbones, contour and do around my jaw. So this is obviously a very different shape to what I normally use, but I'm going to give it a go. So yeah, it does pretty much look like it's a decent enough size. It doesn't, it's definitely not too big to contour with. So I'm just going to go in with the Revolution Duo Face Sculpt. I'm just obviously going to take the contour shade, and then yeah, I'm just going to kind of blend it into my cheekbone area, I guess. And we all know that contouring is not my forte anyway, so I mean, it does give like a very precise contour. And then I'm just going to go around my jawline. Try and contour away those chins. And Jeffree said he also likes this to contour his nose as well, so let's give it a go. I don't normally contour my nose, but I feel like this is a bit big for nose contour. I don't know if that's made any difference. Contouring, not my strong point, but I have to do it, otherwise my face resembles the moon. So yeah, I'm not too sure what I think of this. I do feel like just using my normal NYX brush is a lot quicker. I'll probably try and use it, but I think it's just going to be a lot quicker just to go for my NYX brush and just get the contour over and done with. So I just did my bronzer and blusher off camera because I don't have a new brush to test to do those. So next is highlight, my fave. So this is the JS4 highlighter brush. It pretty much looks the same as my normal highlighter brush. I normally use the Zoeva Luxe Powder Fusion brush. The Jeffree Star one is a bit sort of longer and thinner, but I have had this a while and it has seen a lot of highlights, so that's maybe why this one looks a bit more distressed, but same kind of idea, same like tapered end. So I'm gonna go in with the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Skin Frost in Lavender Snow, which is my fave highlight. You can see mine is very well loved. So just gonna swirl my brush in here. Just picked up lots of product. And then just apply this like I normally do. And it's applying that really nice. I mean, this is a blinding highlight anyway, so look at that. But I am glad that Jeffree included one of these style highlight brushes rather than the fan brush, because I'm just not a fan of highlighting with fan brushes. Not a fan of fans. And there's a little bit of a hair that's just like bent out of place, so I just pulled straight off. And then yeah, just gonna highlight my inner corners and brow bone just using my normal little brush. So that is my highlight done, and I do really like this brush. Like I say, it's my favourite style of highlight brush, and it is a bit slimmer than my Zoeva brush, like, so that might just because this is newer than that, but this is probably going to be my go-to highlight brush. It just applied that highlight really nice. Obviously this highlight is blinding anyway. Really happy with this little brush. So last of all are the two eyeshadow brushes. So we've got JS5 and JS6. So I am just going to use these two brushes to do just a really quick, simple eye look. I'm just going to use this to blend a colour into my crease and then maybe pat a colour on with this. Not doing anything fancy because I do just literally want to use these two brushes. So I'm just going with the Thirsty palette, and to start off I'm just going to take the shade Subtle down here on the JS5 brush, which is like the tapered crease brush. So just popping that in there, tap the excess off. Yeah, this is like a really nice size for going in and doing like that transition crease shade. Yeah, that has just blended that out really nice. No issues there. Say it is just the tapered end makes it perfect for just getting right into that crease. I'm just going to take the shade Drizzle, the darker brown here, same brush again, and just bob that sort of to the outer bit of my crease. So I'm just going to swirl this in my little spongy thing, just clean it off, and then just blend out the edges with it as well. And then I'm going to use the JS6 brush, which is sort of this more flat, like packing brush. And I think I'm just going to go in with the shade Plunge, which is like this glittery one here. I do normally like to go in with these with my finger, just rub my finger in and then tap it on. But let's see what this little guy does. It's actually applying that really nice. So yeah, that's applied that really nice. Close up of my eyes. So I was only doing just a really quick, simple look just to show off these two brushes. I didn't want to do anything fancy because there's only so much you can do with two eyeshadow brushes. So I'm just going to quickly apply some mascara and some lipstick off camera, and then I'll be back just for my final thoughts, just to finish up the video. So my face is all done now, all finished up. So just a quick kind of final words on the brush set. Overall, I do really love the Jeffree Star Morphe brush set. I just love the design of them. They are very Jeffree, all pink, and they look expensive. They feel nice, but they're actually quite affordable. I think it was £47, I want to say, for the brush set, and then £16 for the sponge set, which I didn't think was too bad. And I also used the code James to get 10% off when I bought, so that's another plus of buying from Morphe. There's plenty of discount codes that you can use. So the foundation brush, I was really surprised with how well it worked. As someone that never uses brushes to apply the foundation, I did think that this maybe applied better than the sponge side. Powder brush, nice enough, can't fault it. Probably a bit too big for getting under my eyes, but I definitely do all of my face with it. Brow brush, no issues with that. Spool is nice and soft. My brows look good. The contour brush, I'm a little bit skeptical on, just because it's not the usual type of thing that I use to contour, but I will still keep trying to use it, see if I can get the hang of it. Highlighter brush, love it. My perfect kind of highlighter brush, no issues there. And the eyeshadow brushes are really nice. They blend the colours out lovely. The tapered one is just the perfect shape to get into the crease of your eye. And this one applied the glitter really nice. Like I say, I just love the appearance of them. They all look so nice. The makeup bag, really cute, very Jeffree again. And like I say, the sponges, can't fault them. I normally use a sponge to do my foundation, and this applied just as nice as like my beauty blender. So overall, I am very impressed. I will definitely be using these in the future to do my makeup. Definitely the foundation brush, I was really surprised with that. And yeah, you know I love Jeffree anyway, so any kind of products, I'm always going to buy them and test them out. But honestly, these are really, really nice brushes, and I definitely recommend getting them if you do just need like a general set that does a little bit of everything, I suppose. So all the products that I have used on my face off camera and on camera will be linked in the description box down below. All my social media handles will be linked down below as well. But apart from that, that is it from me, guys. So if you did like this video, then please give me a big thumbs up and click the subscribe button down below. Let me know if you guys have purchased the brush and sponge set, and let me know your thoughts. I always love to hear from you guys. But apart from that, that's it from me. So thank you guys for watching, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye!